What's up, Bills Mafia? I got your stock up and your stock down following the Bills' 23-20 loss to the Houston Texans on Sunday. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
That means that we punched our ticket to go try to win a Super Bowl, and that's it. We got one game at a time, starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I'll go to war with every single one of you, every fucking game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can, just tell me that I can, just tell me that I can, just tell me that I can. It's showtime.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you what is up, Bills Mafia. Here we are on Tuesday, and we have a head coach that's been fired. And I hate to break it to you, but it's not Sean McDermott. It is Saleh from the Jets. Saleh got fired today. A little surprising, though. I thought he would be fired at the end of the season. I didn't think he was going to make it to next season as the head coach of the Jets. And the Jets went ahead and just said, you know what, enough is enough, and went ahead and relieved him of his duties. Listen, man, for as much as you guys want Sean McDermott to go, and I wouldn't be mad if they did let him go, he's not going anywhere. He is not going anywhere. He has a winning record here in Buffalo. Robert Saleh did not. He did not have a winning record for the Jets. It was actually a really bad record. I believe he was, his overall record for the Jets was 20-36. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable as a head coach for an NFL team. And he has talent around him. So even that makes it even more unacceptable. Sean McDermott doesn't have that type of record. Sean McDermott has a winning record in Buffalo. And that's one of the main reasons why the Bagulas would not fire Sean McDermott, even though he's in year 8 and we've only been to one AFC championship game, and he keeps making the same mistakes over and over in critical moments, in critical games. They don't care about that. What they care about is putting butts in the seats and having a team that's just good enough where it's still considered a winning football team. And they do not want to go outside their comfort zone and look for a new coach and possibly, get the wrong one. And then we back at square one, which I don't think is going to happen. You have the pieces in place. You have a good GM in place. I believe they would find a real good head coach. And I think most of the top head coaches that would be available, or coaches that are the top ones available, would want to come coach for the Buffalo Bills. So I'm just throwing that out there, but I don't think they are willing to take the gamble for that. And it's kind of like Brandon Beane is not willing to take a gamble for a trade. He doesn't do it very often. So we have some stingy owners, and we have a very stingy GM when it comes to making tough decisions outside their comfort zone. And the Jets clearly didn't, and they moved on from Saleh, and it was probably the right thing to do. It was actually the right thing to do. So I have your stock up, stock down for this week, and we're going to go ahead and get that started right now. Once again, shout out to Bills Wire for creating this article. All right, here we go. Stock up, stock down. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stock down, but let's start with it now. Stock up, running back James Cook. The Bills offense did not show up again against the Texans on Sunday, but Cook was the lone bright spot as he was effective in the ground game. Cook also did a good job of making plays in the passing game when the opportunities came, and then he was helpful during Buffalo's comeback. And that was helpful during Buffalo's comeback. And yes, that is true. I don't know why they didn't run him more. Houston Texans were not very good against the run. Their defense, right, this season, they're not a good run defensive team. And when we ran the ball, it was effective, and then we went away from it. It didn't really make sense to me. So once again, that goes back to Joe Brady not using his weapons the correct way over the last 2 weeks. And James Cook could have been that weapon that was used in this game to possibly get us the victory. And he just went away from it too often. Now, listen, James Cook ran the ball 20 times, but once again, it was far from in between. Like, I just didn't understand that. Also, get him going in the passing game. Like, that's why you drafted James Cook, right? And I still feel like right now we're just not utilizing some of our weapons, and he's one of them. And listen, you guys know how I feel about James Cook. I don't think he's an elite running back. I think he's a good running back, but he can be used and he can have good games and he can be effective at times. And this game here against a poor run defense, he could have been effective. And we chose not to use him the right way in this game. And, well, we lost. So, all right, let's get to the next one here. Stock down quarterback Josh Allen. No doubt about it. While Allen did exit the game to be evaluated for a concussion, he was able to return, but he did not make much of an impact when Buffalo needed him to. Completing 9 of 30 passes has to be one of Allen's worst performances of his career. And while the receiving corps is not as good as it was last season, Houston has been exploited by through the air, and Allen was able to continue that trend. Allen wasn't able to continue that trend. Yeah, I mean, Houston Texans' overall defense is not very good. Like, they're in the middle, I would say, of the pack, right? A 15th rank, something like that. We definitely should have had a better game than what we showed. But this is 2 straight weeks that the offensive line has struggled, that the wide receivers have not gotten separation early in their routes. And Allen is really under duress a lot of these times. Like, I don't think Allen played a good game at all, right? But you also have to look at everything in a whole, right? Sometimes you have to step back and say, okay, why didn't Allen play well? Why did Allen go for 9 for 30? Why was Allen, missing on some of his targets? Sometimes, man, you got to remember, a lot of new faces on this team. When Mac Hollins is being targeted 6 times and early on, it's never good, okay? I don't understand why he's even on the field. I get we were short with Shakir. He was not in the game. But Mac Hollins should not be your focal point of your offense. And Josh Allen should not be really throwing to Mac fucking Hollins. And clearly, they're just not on the same page. MVS and Josh Allen clearly not on the same page. Curtis Samuel, for whatever reason, is not involved. And I don't know if that has to do with this turf toe. I keep going back to that because I do believe that is an issue. I do believe that's limiting him in this offense. I think they're kind of slowly, giving him more plays in this offense, but it has to be that. I can't think of another reason why he wouldn't be used more in this offense other than that he is not 100%. But where was Kincaid? Where was Dawson Knox at? Also, Kincaid made some drops in this game. Once again, those count for Josh Allen being 9 for 30. Now, you have to blame Allen too. Some of those throws were bad. Some of those throws were behind receivers, over receivers' heads, just bad throws altogether. And I think it also has to do with a little frustration. And you could see it on Allen's face. He's just frustrated with how this offense is going. He's frustrated that no one's getting separation early in their routes. He's frustrated that the offensive line can't hold. And it just makes it really, really tough on a quarterback, and especially when you have no weapons. And listen, Josh Allen's never going to throw anyone under the bus, right? He's going to say he trusts the guys in the locker room. Those are his guys. He same with Joe Brady. Oh, we got a great room of guys there. Great room of guys. No, that's not true. Like, everybody that watches football knows that this current wide receiver group right now that we have is a bad one. And it's one that wouldn't be on a lot of NFL, like this roster wouldn't be on, or wide receiver group wouldn't be starting on most NFL teams right now. Not good ones, at least. So, yeah, I mean, listen, outside of Khalil Shakir, now Khalil Shakir is obviously a solid number 2 in the NFL. I think so. I don't know if he'll ever get to that number 1 status. He could, but I see him more as a really good number 2 and possibly 1,000-yard receiver. We just need that. We need that number 1 next to him. I was trying to buy into the whole everybody eats mentality, because I honestly thought also Kincaid would be a problem for defenses this year. I really did. I thought year 2, Kincaid was you saw what year 1 did, right? Kincaid would look, promising. And I really thought that year 2 would come along. Joe Brady would be like, hey, we have a real weapon here in Kincaid, and we have Dawson Knox. We could use 12 personnel. We can really make it tough on defenses. And we have not done that. And also, too, you got to put a little blame on Kincaid because he's not playing well either. He's not getting separated. He's not getting much separation. When he does, he's dropping passes here and there. Crucial drops, right? Against the Ravens, 3rd and short, he drops it for a potential first down. We're driving that first series. I mean, who knows how that game goes if we score on the first series? Can't have drop passes, and he's supposed to have great hands. So he's having a rough outing this year so far. And Dawson Knox is a complete no-show. And now I don't know if that's his doing or Joe Brady's doing or both. But I just don't understand. So I guess I was sold because going into the season, I did trust Kincaid. I did think Dawson Knox could have a better season than he did last year because I've seen better from Knox. I thought Khalil Shakir would have a good season. And by the way, I am right. Shakir, up until the injury, was having a pretty good season. And it really does. It concerns me that when Shakir comes back, he's not going to be 100%. High ankle sprains are very tough to come back from at 100%. He's going to come back, but he won't be 100%. And it may linger him for the rest of the season. And that hurts us a lot as a wide receiver group because he is, right now, Josh Allen's security blanket. He is the guy when we need a play, a big play to happen. He's the guy that Josh Allen trusts the most. Not Kincaid, not Knox, not MVS, another waste of money, not Curtis Samuel, not even Keon Coleman right now. It's Khalil Shakir. And Khalil Shakir coming back at not 100%, that it's concerning. It is, because as a receiver, you need a cut, and especially for him, he relies on his speeds, his cuts, his separation, and that all is going to be hampered from that ankle injury. So I don't know what Khalil Shakir we get for the rest of the season when he returns. And that's why I'm screaming to the rooftop that Brandon Beane needs to bring somebody in here. I don't care really who it is, as long as it's a top-notch receiver that can actually get separation and help this wide receiver group. Because imagine, let's say you do get a Cooper or an Adams or a D-Hop, one of these guys that are available that are top-tier receivers. That's only going to help guys like Keon Coleman out, right? Khalil Shakir when he returns. It's only going to help this offense out. It can't hurt it. It's only going to improve it. Now, obviously, the offensive line, like we have other worries, the offensive line has to start doing their job. But even if you get a guy like that, he's going to create separation that these other guys aren't getting early in their routes, where Josh Allen can feel comfortable going to. Right now, he doesn't have that. And you really saw that against the Texans. Big time. With no Khalil Shakir. I mean, he had nobody to go to. And then you started seeing the old Josh Allen, where he just started chucking the ball downfield. Y'all remember week 1 through 3? everything was kind of short. Everything short, slants, wide bubble passes to the receiver. Like everything was short. Everything was kind of short, right? I'm not saying that he was checking it down. I'm just saying everything was clean, short, slants. Nothing was crazy. Here and there, he'd take that big shot, right? But we didn't need it. We were moving the ball. Nice, man. Every time we get to third down, it was like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. Everything was third and short, right? Now, these last 2 games, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12, because we're just chucking it downfield. We're trying these long. It's because I think Josh Allen's just getting frustrated, and he's just trying to pull something out of the hat, right? A trick out of the hat, right? It's not happening. Rabbit out of the hat. Let's get to the next thing. All right. Oh, why do I have the report card up? Oh, no. I had the report card up. I'm so sorry, guys. I made a mistake here. Let me I had the thing up. I had the wrong thing up the whole time. All right, hold on. So here's the report card. All right. So I did read the right I did read the right one the whole time. James Cook. Let's see here. So I did read James Cook. I apologize, guys. There's my second blooper. I did one the other day. If you guys don't know, I did I had a plumber's crack blooper the other day. Anyways, James Cook. You guys know where I was going. Stock down quarterback Josh Allen. We did that one. All right, stock up linebacker Terrell Bernard. Welcome back, Terrell Bernard. All right. Oh, and by the way, real quick, speaking of the report card, I will be doing that video later today for my members only. And you guys got a sneak peek there because I made a mistake. You will be seeing the report card, members only, of course. So if you guys aren't a member and want to become a member of the Mafia Sports Report, it's $5 a month, basically. And you're helping the channel. It's basically a donation for the channel, where you're helping us improve our channel, get better lighting, get better webcams, get everything, right? Microphones, and which, by the way, is, we do, and they're costly. So we are trying to give you guys videos daily, which I believe we are right now. We're pretty much have a video, or we go live pretty much every day of the week. So help us out, and we're also giving you something back in return, which is members only videos. And I try to put 1 or 2 out a week, and I will be doing my report card from the Texans Bills game later today. All right, back to this. And I'm sorry for the mess up. I cannot believe I did that mess up, but I am not editing this video. All right. Y'all have to just deal with it. All right, here we go. Stock up Terrell Bernard. Bernard returned to the Bills lineup after missing the past 2 games due to a pec injury, but he came back to Buffalo's defense in style. Bernard racked up 5 tackles, 1 pass defended, and had a pretty big interception as the Bills were trying to make their comeback after trailing by 17-point deficit. Yeah, man. What a return for Terrell Bernard, and that is exactly what we wanted. Talk about getting the rust knocked off, right? Yeah, and trust me when I tell you, he wasn't 100 on that game, because he's been out a little bit of rust, and I thought he played exceptionally well. He was a bright spot on defense. He was something that he was a player we really needed back. I thought Balen Spector did fine in his absence, but he got exposed against the Ravens, no doubt. He got exposed against a better team. So we needed that playmaker back. We needed that Pro Bowler back in Terrell Bernard, right? That all-pro, Pro Bowler type of linebacker that he can become, that he is. So it was a good showing for Terrell Bernard in that game. So let's get to the next one. Stock down AJ Epinesa. While the Bills' defense was not good as a unit, this is to illustrate how disappointing Epinesa has been this season. When Buffalo has been in search of someone to lead the pass rush, after this game, Epinesa is now up to 1 sack and isn't on pace to match or exceed the 6.5 sacks that he put up in each of the past 2 seasons. Try to tell y'all, I try to tell y'all not listening. I don't think AJ Epinesa is playing terrible this season, but he ain't living up to that contract, just like a lot of these players that we have on this roster ain't living up to it. Underperforming. It's a story of the Buffalo Bills and these players who are underperforming on their contracts. It's crazy to me. I don't get what happened to him because he was taking a step forward every year, and I thought last year he took a big step forward, and that's why he got paid. That's why he went out in the free agent market, and that's why Buffalo wanted him to return, so they paid him. And now he's underperforming. It's a story of the Buffalo Bills, and that's why I'm super nervous when they go to pay Gregory Rousseau, because even though I like the dude, he's from the U. He has moments of really greatness, but then he has moments where he just doesn't show up. And I think like I said, I think he's a good player, but how much money is he going to want? And if he gets paid, is he going to actually take a big step forward? I feel like Gregory Rousseau every year is taking a baby step forward, but it's been nothing that I thought would happen. Like I thought last year he'd have his 10 sacks. It didn't happen. I thought this year for sure he'd have 10 sacks. I don't even know if that's going to happen now. He had the 3 sacks to start the season, and I'm not sure if he's had a sack since. I could be wrong. Let me look. I don't want to misspeak. No, I'm right. So he's had 3 sacks, and Von Miller's had 3 sacks. So Von Miller had the first 3 weeks a sack a game. Gregory Rousseau had 3 sacks in 1 game, and that is it, folks. Got to have better than that. Got to have better than that. And I don't know what he's going to be valued at, but the Bills got a lot of thinking to do when it comes to Gregory Rousseau and that contract, because we are continuing to pay these guys and they are continuing to underperform. I mean, like I said, I went down the list multiple times with you guys, and you guys cannot defend these contracts. I would say the only one that's kind of living up to it is Ed Oliver. That's it. You're not going to always see him. He's not a stat sheet stuffer, but he makes plays on the field, right? So it's a little different when it comes to Ed Oliver. I watch Ed Oliver play. He shows up most of the time. But everybody else that's gotten paid for the most part has not done their job, underperform, or it's injuries, right? Tyler Bass, underperforming, clearly. AJ Epinesa, underperforming. Von Miller, let's be real. I know this season's better, but of course, guess what? 4-game suspension. Who did that? He did that. He made that happen. Wasn't the Buffalo Bills. So he's costing the Buffalo Bills by doing whatever he did. Even if he's not guilty by the way of the court system, the NFL still did their private investigation, and they considered him in the wrong. And it is what it is. And that's what you sign up for as an NFL player. You understand the rules. You understand what can happen. And these players are now understanding the NFL's not playing around when it comes to stuff like that, regardless if the court system sees it a different way. They're going to do their own investigation, and then they're going to take action. And domestic violence, they're not playing around with that. So he got a 4-game suspension, and he's hurting this team. He is hurting this team. So yeah, he's slightly he's not living up to his contract. And obviously last year dealing with the injury, which once again, it's not his problem, but it's our problem. We got to eat that contract. Dawson Knox, clearly not living up to his contract. So there's just like I said, there's a ton of players right now either underperforming or injuries, or they got personal shit going on that's causing them to underperform, right? Or not earn their contract. It's tough. It's tough as a Bills fan, because we're spending money on players that probably don't deserve it right now, and we could have spent the money elsewhere. Stock up. Here's the guy I was just talking about, Tyler Bass. Bass has been good for the Bills this season, and it was more of the same on Sunday as he nailed 2 field goals from 38 and 33 stop. at critical juncture as Buffalo is mounting its comeback. For now, it seems that Bass is locked in, and if the Bills need to rely on his leg, he's ready to deliver. I don't believe that. I'm not going to buy into Bills wire there. I'll give him the stock up because he made his field goals that game, but come on, man. Come on now. 33 yards, stop. He's supposed to make that. Do you remember last week when he missed the 50-yard? It was so terrible to the left. Like, come on, man. Like, we really, I don't think anyone in their right mind would think that last week, if it was the flip side and the Buffalo Bills were going for a game-winning 59-yard field goal, that Tyler Bass would have made that. I don't think anybody in their right mind would think, oh yeah, he can make this. No. We still don't trust him. He still misses. He's still very iffy on anything 45 and anything beyond 45. It's still like, oh boy, here, right? Like, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. We pay him a lot of money, so no, I don't agree that he's lock and loaded. Like, no, he's not. He made easy field goals that most kickers in the NFL should make. 33-yard stop. Like, if he made the game-winning field goal, I would say, yeah, he's lock and loaded now. Okay, you know what? Maybe Tyler Bass is back. But come on, man, stop. He's underperforming like crazy. Stock down. Bills passing defense. The Bills passing defense did not show up to play, and it was a major reason for the reason that we're trailing by 17 points at one point in this contest. Granted, Houston boasts one of the wide receiver corps in the NFL. But 6 different Texans had at least 31 receiving yards, 31 receiving in a game that came down to the wire. Yeah, I think they were saying Houston boasts one of the best wide receiver corps in the NFL. Okay. They just forgot that part. And it's true. Houston has some really good players on that team, especially in the wide receiver group. No doubt about it. Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs. They got it. They got good weapons, and they got a good quarterback, CJ Stroud, throwing the ball. And you saw on that Nico Collins run, oh, man, he got us. And he got our rookie Cole Bishop fooled. And Cole Bishop paid the price real quick. Touchdown. It was like 70 yards. So, yeah, they definitely have weapons. Our pass rush defense was not good. Though I will say this, They turned it up in the second half. So I don't know if I totally agree with that a little bit, because they did force some turnovers on CJ Stroud late in that game, or at least in the second half, which helped the Buffalo Bills come back. However, on the flip side, they also gave up they gave up 17 points in the first half. Right? It's of course the offense didn't help, but it's never good trailing by 14, 17 points at half. Now you're playing catch up. Now you got to play almost perfect football in the second half to get a comeback, being down 17 points, 14 points. It makes it really tough on teams to make a comeback. Like, you got, like I said, play perfect football. And clearly the Buffalo Bills have not played perfect football in the second half, especially on offense. Defense, I thought both games, the last 2 games, I thought the defense gave the offense an opportunity in the second half to do what they need to do to get back in the game. And both times the offense that failed us. I mean, look, man, we had a turnover on their side of the field, right? And all we got out of it was a field goal. And not only that, it was a quick 3 and out. Poor design plays. And that's on Joe Brady. That's on Joe Brady too. And you know what bothers me a little bit too? Going into the season, they talked about Josh Allen taking more control of the offense, calling his own plays at the line, right? Audibling more. And I don't see it. I have not seen it. Because you would think that Josh Allen, some of these play calls that Joe Brady's dialing up, that he would call a different play, right? Like he would audible out that if he doesn't see something, or some of these blitz packages, he would see that. Like he's not picking up the blitz very good either. So Josh Allen needs to do a better job at the line as well. And I don't feel like he is this year. I don't feel like he's taken charge of the offense how some of the veteran greats do it. Or some of the best quarterbacks out there, like Patrick Mahomes. And he's just not doing it this year. He's not really like doing what they said he was going to do, which is take charge of the offense. I don't see it. And that's a problem too, because Joe Brady's not doing his job. Josh Allen's not clearly reading the defense the right way, or he just wants to go with what Joe Brady's calling all the time. And it's hurting us. It's hurting this team. It's also hurting not having reliable wide receivers out there for Josh Allen. It's also hurting that he doesn't have an offensive line that is doing their job this year. And I know they're capable of it. I've seen them. I know all these players are capable of doing their job. Come on now. We've seen better from Deion Dawkins. We've seen better from Spencer Brown, Osiris Torrance, Connor McGovern, David Edwards. Like, we know what these guys can bring to the table. I'm not saying this is the greatest offensive line of football and they're just going through a drought. It's a couple, rough stretch of games here, but we've seen better. And I don't know if it was the switch from left guard to center that's kind of messing things around, or maybe the Mitch Morse thing was maybe that really is affecting the team. I don't know, but it's still the same group of guys. If you really think about it, it's the same group of guys that we had last year. So I don't see why all of a sudden the struggles early on in this season. They gotta tighten that up in order for this offense to move the ball effectively. So, guys, that was my stock up, stock down. Stock down, it's not here, and I always give you a couple more. Stock down coaching. Of course, coaching. Hell yeah. They were terrible. Awful. Like Sean McDermott at his finest right there. What are you doing? Like, you got to know how the game flow is going, right? Like, come on, man. Like, I'm watching. You're clearly watching. You're the head coach. Offensively, we're not playing very good. Your quarterback is struggling. He is 9 for 27 up until this point. We're pinned back in our own end zone. And you're going to throw it deep 3 straight times. Look, I get going for it on the first down. I get it. Okay, let's see what happens here. Right? Let's see if Josh can connect. Maybe there's a pass interference. Right? We get the ball at the 40. Like now there's a chance for a field goal. A couple more, move the ball a little bit more. We get in field goal range. But that didn't happen. It was nearly intercepted. If Keon Coleman doesn't do a pass interference, it's probably intercepted or close to it. So what happens? We move back even more because of the PI. Right there and then. I don't give a shit what Joe Brady's calling. He is the head coach, Sean McDermott. He can easily tell Joe Brady, okay, that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and run the ball here. Let's kill some clock so we don't give the Texans enough time to get in field goal range when we punt the ball if we don't get a first down. Real simple. Because our offense is not clicking. Let's take this thing into overtime, and maybe we get the ball first, or maybe we get a stop on defense and get better field position. Bro, right? I mean, wouldn't you guys watching the game? I think most of us said the same thing while watching that. What are you doing? Why are you doing it now? If Josh Allen was clicking that game and he was just, on fire, and our offense was just firing on all cylinders, fine. I'm all for it, man. Go for it, dude. Like, I like the aggressiveness. But that was not the case. That was not the case at all. and that's on coaching. So stock down coaching, no doubt about it, all across the board. I'll give Babich a little credit for having a much better second half, but the first half was bad. So I have to include him in this whole coaching staff debacle. Stock down. It's like they're all learning, doing the same dumbass shit that McDermott does. So stock down on coaching. God, I mean, there's, I don't know if there's much more stock up. We already mentioned Bernard. We already mentioned James Cook. That is it. I mean, really, honestly, that's it. Everybody else gets a stock down. I mean, it's been really tough to watch. It's been really, really tough to watch. Stock down to, I guess, our whole offensive line. How about that? Offensive line has been poor. Stock down to our tight ends. Both did not execute. Stock down to our wide receiver groups. Everybody. I mean, Keon Coleman made a good fourth down catch and turned it into a touchdown, but it was one catch. He had one catch the whole game. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. You cannot win in the NFL like that with those stats. I mean, those stats are horrendous. One reception for Keon Coleman, 2 receptions for Dalton Kincaid, 2 receptions for Mac Hollins, 2 receptions from James Cook, 1 from Ray Davis, 1 from Curtis Samuel. You know how many yards? Keon Coleman, 49, Kincaid, 34, Mac Hollins, 27, Cook, 17, Curtis Samuel, -1. MVS had 3 targets, no catches, no yards, obviously. Yeah, it's crazy. 6 targets for Mac Hollins. He tied with Kincaid for the most targets. Kincaid with 5. I mean, that's unacceptable. You will not win football games like that, folks. You will not win football unless your defense is elite. I'm talking elite. Chicago Bears, 1985 elite. I'm talking Tampa Bay Bucks when they had Warren Sapp elite. I'm talking Baltimore Ravens elite when they had Ray, right? So I'm just saying. So, yeah, man. Listen, man. It's we got to fix this shit. We got to fix it real quick. And if you don't, then it's going to be a long season, guys. And we may just get into the playoffs by default because the division is so bad. So look out for my members only video. For those of you guys that are members, I'm going to be doing that shortly. Sorry for the hiccup early in the video where I had a blooper and accidentally had the wrong screen when I was doing stock up, stock down. But hey, man, got to live with it. All right, guys, Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, Bills, I'm out here. Peace.